Bonjour, brought to you by Safaricom, a proud sponsor of Team Kenya at the Olympics.
Well, hello there and welcome to another edition of Bonjour. My name is Bernard Ndong.
And I'm Elias Makori.
So basically it's been a very eventful night if you look at it in terms of what was happening in the field events, but I think the biggest storyline was what was happening on the track in the men's 200 meters final. We're of course going to reflect on that shortly, but let us begin closer home. Julius Yego, he had a special Olympics. Yes, he did not finish in the podium positions, but finishing in 5th and just interacting with him after that competition, you could almost feel like it was his target was qualify for the Olympics, do what he could in Paris, and I feel like he ticked those boxes.
Yeah, he ticks the boxes, and really to the management of athletics in Kenya, they really need to change and listen to Julius and other athletes. We've had interactions with them. Julius has been, asking about his coach. I was with him in Miramas. He didn't have, the coach came for 2 days and had to go back. Before that, when he was training in Eldoret in Nairobi, again, he had a lot of challenges coming all the way here. I mean, he's somebody, whenever he speaks out, because he's very vocal, he seemed to be fighting the administration. But now if you come here and look at the support the other people have, Neeraj Chopra, all the Peters who competed in Nairobi the other day in the Cape Keno Classic, the support system is massive. And for him to finish 5th, indeed, it's as good as a gold medal for Julius, considering what he's gone through. Yeah, it's quite a season for him, quite a topsy-turvy kind of season. First of all, even him qualifying for the Olympics, it was a bit of a tough one. Exactly. I mean, last-minute qualifying and then coming in, qualifying for the final itself was a bonus. Finishing 5th in such a competition where, the Pakistani gold medalist threw an Olympic record distance over 90 meters. You can imagine somebody throws 90, it challenges you. And Julius did 87, close to what he did when he won the silver in Rio in 2016. A very good performance by all standards.
Very tough competition. I think I enjoyed it. The best ever in my career. Somebody with 88.50, not even getting a bronze medal. That shows that the competition was really high. I expected it. I was ready for it. I give my best. I don't think I had another throw better than that today. That is what I good. And yeah, I'm going home a happy man. And I think I should go and celebrate, because considering the last few months where I've been and where I've reached, it's nice. It's nice to me. I'm happy. I can't complain. And then I think it's the first time that we are not having a European champion, a European athlete in the top 3. So that shows that javelin has really gone global. India, of course, the new kid now from Pakistan. And of course, Peters has been there for some times. But if you see the support system those athletes have, it's quite big. He has set the bar in terms of field events when it comes to the country.
I think for him it's just about reflecting. He was very coy regarding his future, because you can imagine this is his 4th Olympics, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, 4th Olympics.
Yeah.
In and out of injury, nobody coming through. Alexander Kiprotich showed signs.
4th or 3rd?
It's his 4th.
4th, yeah, because was he in London?
He was in London.
He was in London, and then he was in Rio.
He
was in Tokyo, and
then
he was in Paris as well.
But now there's nobody coming through, so he feels he should keep on going. And he's been having injury problems, but he came fit and throwing over 80 twice. I mean, over 85 twice gives him the confidence. He was saying that he feels his body is back, so it's a matter of going again into the Diamond League circuit and continuing. We might see him again in the World Championships next year in LA, 2028.
In Tokyo next year, right?
I think maybe even before the end of the season, I'm very sure I will have some few competitions before the season's end. I'll try to see if I can get even a bigger distance after today. But I think with this crowd, it's really, brought us to keep going, and you could see that, the track itself is wonderful.
Now, the big storyline is the men's 200 meters. That was the final that was happening here at the Stade de France. And obviously, the focus was on the Americans. When I was watching the build-up to the race, and then you see, Elias, just when he was being introduced, he came onto the track, jumping, gesticulating, gesturing. He was so passionate, he was so certain, he was so sure of himself. But looking at the other competitors, I remember, I watched the semi-finals and I saw Letsile Tebogo. He was very calm, he was very composed, he was flying. But it almost felt like it was a statement of intent. But he kept his cards very close, and when the final came, he blew everyone apart.
I mean, the kid is mature beyond his age. In Nairobi, you saw the banter he had with Ferdinand. talking about this is our time in Africa. Today, actually, the most interesting statement he made was like, the gold medal is not a big deal.
A medal is just a medal, but what I went through, I would say a medal it's a bonus for everybody. So, but personally, it's not a dream country, because I personally pointed at the 2028 Olympics. That's when I'll start to really show out the world there that we could make it. The medal is a bonus, because it's something that we both didn't see from the start of our training, the first day on our training session, and in all the interviews, you'll realize that I never mentioned any medal, because I didn't want to put so much pressure on myself. So I just had to step up and just make sure that everything is into perfection from the curve until the finish.
But the most important thing is how he's been able to turn around since losing his mother in May. Lost his mother, very big support system, the pillar behind him, and he's been maturing since then. The kid is unbelievable.
I think for him, it was very special. Even when he was doing the post-race, of course, reactions, responding to journalists, he had his shoes over his neck. Of course, you can see there he had the date of birth of his mom. And there's just something that has really shifted in him. He's not as he's jokey. He's not as when I interacted with him, because I interacted with him on Sport On earlier in the year when he came for the Kipkeino Classic, and comparing him then and now, something has changed. He's laser focused. I don't know if you can use that expression.
Yeah, he's quite focused. I was looking at the photo again, the photo of his the shoes. 23/12/1980, the date of birth of his mother. And during the hits, his fingernails there was an inscription of, again, the initials of his late mother.
It feels amazing, but it would be really more amazing when she was somewhere there in the stands. But I believe the family members that they were sent here, they are in representation of her.
And I like his he's so laid back, not like Noah Lyles, who is all over the place, jumping all over after getting a gold. I think he was humbled by that performance by Letsile.
Definitely. First Olympic gold medal for Botswana, first Olympic 200-meter gold for the continent of Africa. So definitely put the continent on the map, especially when it comes to the short distance races. Now, Elias, this Olympics does not miss having a level of controversy. Exactly. And I think it's a bit unfortunate what transpired, especially for the Australian hockey team. So apparently there's a player who was caught trying to buy some illegal substances, unfortunately.
Yeah, Tom Craig, the Australian hockey player, he was caught the other corner, the 9th district, trying to buy cocaine. And the policemen saw him, they arrested him and arrested the person who was selling. And then he was ejected from the Olympic Village. Of course, he's out of the competition. So you can imagine if he bought that cocaine, was high on cocaine and went to the Olympic Village, it would be a disaster. It would have
been chaotic, absolutely. Yeah. But he has apologized, he has been released. But let's listen into what some of their officials had to say regarding that unfortunate situation.
Well, good evening. I am here obviously disappointed to be speaking about the arrest of Tom Craig earlier this morning and the subsequent release tonight with no conviction but a warning from a French judge. I would rather be here talking about the 3 gold medals that we have won today, but here we are. First, I am glad that the matter has been resolved and that Tom has been released. He received a warning, no charges, and no conviction. I cannot condone what Tom has done. He is a good person who made a bad decision, but there are consequences that come with decisions like this. Our team has been exemplary at these games, and his actions do not reflect the values of this team, nor do they diminish this team's performances. He has apologised, shown remorse, and he has owned up to his mistake, and we will support him if he needs help. As a result, Tom will lose all of his remaining Olympic privileges. He has already moved out of the Olympic Village.
And finally, Elias, there's something we have both experienced that since we've been here in Paris. Everywhere we go, everyone keeps asking you for a pin. What is a pin, first of all?
A pin is like those small things that you find people carrying.
Yes.
I think I have one. If I can quickly.
Yes, you can remove it.
I can quickly remove it.
So this is a pin.
That is a pin.
So this is a pin. So this is something that is unique. That it seems like at the Olympics, everyone wants to have them. You can see how it looks like. There we go. So everyone wants a pin.
Exactly.
Everyone asks, we meet anyone, of course, because we're having Kenyan colors, everyone asks for a pin. You move to one place, you ask, is a pin? And I've been approached by Americans, I've been approached by people from Europe, I've been approached from people from different parts of the world, ask me for the pin.
That's why, you know, when people are planning to go for international competitions, but then these things are very important. It's like the fridge magnets that you buy wherever you travel to. There's a lady who was interviewed the other day. She's been to, I think, 16 Olympics. Her apparel is full of pins from all over the world. So it's a hobby. It's like a stamp collection.
Now, you spoke about that lady who had something like a garment that has all those pins. Now, I managed to interact with a very interesting duo. Now, this is a father and son combination. Now, the father has been to the Olympics since 1984 collecting Olympic pins.
Well, these are Olympic pins. I've been collecting them for 40 years. These are extras, ones that I use to trade with people that have pins, so I can get ones for my collection.
So how many pins do you have in total?
Maybe 100, 150,000.
150,000.
Yes.
So why did you decide that you want to collect the pins?
Why? Because I'm a school teacher, and as a school teacher, it's a very closed life. But here I come to the Olympics. I trade. I meet people. I've met members of royalty. I've had conversations with them. I've met athletes. I've met so many people. As a school teacher, I would never be interviewed by people from Kenya. But now...
That's very fascinating. So give us just the idea of how the pins, how do you collect them? You've said you've been to about how many Olympics?
Well, these are my 15th Olympics.
15th Olympics.
And I've got frames of pins and other ways of displaying them at home. Sometimes I'll put them in a book. I have pin books that I put them in. But, you know, I look at them and I enjoy having them.
Okay, so 15 Olympics.
Yes.
So since 1990?
1984.
1984.
I've missed a few.
You've missed a few. What happened? Why did you miss those few?
I missed both Olympics in 1988, Calgary and Seoul, because I was in college. And I missed... Rio. I missed Rio because I didn't feel good about it. And then I couldn't go to 2020 Tokyo, and I couldn't go to Beijing because they were closed.
Okay. So tell us, like your son also, obviously apple doesn't fall far from the tree. How did you start?
I was kind of born into it. He hosted some pin shows near where we lived. So me and my sister would go along with him, and they were held at a public library. So we'd walk around and trade pins, and if we got bored, we'd go into the library, and it was back and forth. And a lot of our family friends, like his friends, were into it as well. So
when was this? Which year was this?
Oh gosh, 2006, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you started this pin collection, how was it for you? Like, of course, seeing your dad doing it, is there certain things that you need to do? It's just very basic. Take your pin it, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, all of the pins that I'm wearing were his, and especially from, I think I have the most pins from Beijing out of all of the Olympics that I've been to. And it was kind of just, you know, if I got one that I really liked, I would be able to keep it, and if not, I would give it to him for his collection. But most of the time we go around together trading, so we end up sharing the pins in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the most expensive pin you have?
Probably my judge's badge from the 1908 Olympics.
Are you comfortable sharing how much it's worth?
It's worth probably about $2,500.
Okay. Well, that's it for Bonjour. Thank you so much for watching. From myself, Bernard Ndong.
The last Makori.
As always, au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bonjour, brought to you by Safaricom, a proud sponsor of Team Kenya at the Olympics.